All right, let's talk about LinkedIn. Chances are you've got a profile, maybe you check it every now and then. But do you really get what this platform has become? It's quietly grown into an absolute giant of the internet. So today, we're going to dig deep into its story, its strategy, and yeah, some of its secrets.
So let me just ask you this, right off the bat. Is this the most important social network you're not using correctly? I mean, are you getting everything you can out of it? The answer, well, it might just surprise you. Let's dive in.
Okay, first up, let's just wrap our heads around the sheer scale of this thing. We're talking over 1 billion members, 1 billion, spread across more than 200 countries. So you see, LinkedIn isn't just another website. It's the world's largest professional network. Think of it like a living, breathing digital map of the entire global workforce.
So what is LinkedIn, really? I want you to just forget that old idea of it being a dusty online resume. That's not it anymore. The best way to think about it now, it's basically Facebook, but in a business suit. Seriously, it's a social network designed from the ground up for your career, for networking, and for getting those crucial industry insights.
But how on earth did it get this big? I mean, where did it come from? Its journey from a scrappy little startup to a global tech titan. Now that's a story worth telling.
And just look at how fast it all happened. It was founded back in 2002 by Reid Hoffman and his crew. By 2011, boom, it goes public on the New York Stock Exchange, a huge sign that it was a real player. Then, the big one, 2016, Microsoft swoops in with a massive acquisition. And just recently, in 2023, it blasted past that 1 billion member milestone. That is just an absolutely incredible climb.
And that Microsoft deal, get this, the price tag was a staggering $26.2 billion. To put that in perspective, at the time, it was the biggest deal Microsoft had ever done. That number, all on its own, tells you everything you need to know about how valuable and strategically important LinkedIn had become.
Okay, so that's the history. But what about right now? How are people actually using the platform today? Because trust me, it has evolved way, way beyond what it started out as.
Well, if you go right to LinkedIn's homepage, they'll tell you what they think it's for. And yeah, finding a job or an internship, that's still a huge piece of the puzzle. But it's also about learning new skills. They've got thousands of courses. It's about connecting with people who can actually help you. And it's about just staying in the loop in your industry. Plus, for companies, it's the place to go to find talent. It's really become this all-in-one career hub.
And all of this leads to this really crucial idea, personal branding. See, it's not just about listing what you've done anymore. It's about actively managing your image, telling your story, and positioning yourself for the next big opportunity. You're not just a list of jobs, you're building a brand.
This really sums up the whole shift perfectly. Think about it. Back then, it was just a place to park your resume, hoping someone would find it. Now, it's a platform to build your brand. It used to be for people actively looking for jobs. Now, it's a goldmine for recruiters looking for passive candidates. That's you, even if you're happy in your job. And it's gone from just connecting with people you already know to connecting with the people you should know.
All right, so how does this whole massive machine actually work? What's the big idea driving it all? And maybe more importantly, how does it make money?
So their big, ambitious idea is something they call the economic graph. And listen, this isn't just some slick marketing term. It's their core mission. Their goal is to create a digital map of the entire global economy. I'm talking about connecting every single job, with every skill, with every company, and every professional on the planet. I mean, the ambition there, it's just breathtaking.
So how do you make money from a map like that? Well, take a look. The biggest piece of the pie, a whopping 65%, comes from what they call talent solutions. That's basically them selling access to all of us, our data, to recruiters. Another 20% is from ads, marketing solutions. And only about 15% comes from you and me paying for those premium subscriptions.
And that brings us to a really crucial point. On LinkedIn, while you're the customer using the service to build your career, you are also the product. Your data, your profile, your skills, your connections, that is the core asset that drives their entire business model.
Now, of course, when you have the professional data of over 1 billion people all in one place, there are going to be some major challenges, some controversies. So yeah, let's take a look at the network's dark side.
At its absolute best, LinkedIn is this incredible tool for connection, right? It lets you build professional relationships you just couldn't make any other way.
But that very same tool can also be used for spam. It's one of the biggest criticisms of the platform. All those unwanted messages, those random connection requests.
And this problem got so bad that it actually led to a huge class action lawsuit back in 2015. In a case called Perkins versus LinkedIn, the company was accused of getting into members' email accounts and sending invites to all their contacts without getting proper consent. They ended up settling that lawsuit for $13 million.
And it doesn't stop with spam. There have been some pretty serious security incidents too. Back in 2012, about 6.4 million user passwords were hacked and leaked online. Then, fast forward to 2021, and data from over 700 million users was posted for sale online. Now, LinkedIn said this wasn't technically a breach because the data was scraped from public profiles, but, I mean, come on. Either way, it shows you just how big the risk is.
And the list of problems goes on. You've got widespread phishing scams, tons of fake profiles to sort through, and even the spread of misinformation. And on top of all that, there are huge geopolitical challenges. For instance, the platform is blocked entirely in Russia, and they had to shut down their main service in China.
So after all that, where does this leave us? You know, how should we think about our own profiles on the platform? What's the big takeaway here?
Okay, here's the bottom line. LinkedIn gives you this absolutely unprecedented access to professional opportunities. There has never, ever been a tool quite like it. But, and this is a big but, to use it you have to navigate this really complex world of personal branding, data privacy, and some very real security risks. It's a trade-off, and it's a trade-off that every single one of us on the platform has to make.
And that brings it all right back to you. Is your LinkedIn profile a powerful tool for opportunity, or is it an unavoidable data risk? You know, the honest answer is, it's probably both. So the real question you have to ask yourself is the reward worth the risk?